Yo, 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 welcome to NS9NFT. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, as always, we got Jim Rosati. What's up, Jim?
What's up, DiNardo? How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. No complaints. Yeah. No complaints. Whatevs. How about you?
Well, coming back from New York last week, it was like really cold. This week, though, weather looks amazing. So,
yes,
you're not the only one with the good weather now.
Good. I'm glad I could share it.
Hopefully, spring is like actually here, and this isn't like the pretend spring, and then it's gonna like snow next week. But yeah, it's good. Went for a nice stroll around the neighborhood today. Yeah, it was a good time.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, I'll be happy to share the wealth, in my warm weather. I can say the same. Like, it's been very nice. It's been about 80 to 85 degrees for like the past weekish. Now today it dropped. For the next few days, it's gonna be like in the 60s. My God. But then it'll be nice again. So I'm good. We already have a comment. Dave White says the gold hat is back. He loves it.
Yeah, this is like the old school gold. Like, it's not like the new yellow. I like this hat. It's a nice hat.
Good. It's not back.
What?
Baseball.
Presumably
so far, man. It's not back.
Yeah,
but they're still meeting. I bet, like, it's still happening. I'll give them this. Like, at least they're still there. Not too optimistic of what's going to come from it, but at least they're there. Currently 9:07 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just tweeted out that MLB gave them two different options based around 12 postseason team with a higher minimum salary or a 14-team postseason with even a higher minimum salary. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know about. I mean, we talk about this in our on NS9 Live a lot, but I do not want a 14-team playoff. Like, that's just too much. Like, what is the point of a 162 game season?
Yeah.
Like, why play 162 games if you're just going to let everybody into the playoffs?
I'm with you there. I felt like I can settle if there's going to make some concessions here. Like, I can settle for 12. You're right. I mean, this is a different audience probably anyway, so we can kind of, go over what we talked and discussed before. But it's like, I felt like, right. I mean, the amount that we have right now is great. You're playing all these games. You actually fight for the playoffs. You've stated your piece, about how the teams don't really have to try. They can just kind of limp into the playoffs now. So, a team's going to be less vested into really putting out a good team. Other sense too is like, why play all those games if everyone's going to get in essentially? But you're not going to cut games. I mean, the reason they're having them is because of more money. So they're not going to say, well, in order to do this, well, fine, we'll make it 144 games or whatever. No, that's not the reason why they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, lowering the amount of games in the regular season is not on the table. Like, that is never going to happen. So all you're doing now is just you're I mean, you're just letting everybody into the playoffs. Like, again, it's a 162 game season. One thing I always really liked about baseball was that, the cream is going to rise to the top. Like, bad teams don't make the postseason. Whereas now, if you're letting 14 teams in, you're going to have some bad teams in the postseason. And just with the way that baseball is, like, you're going to have bad teams win series. Like, you're probably not going to have any bad teams like go on and win a World Series, like, unless they have just like stud ace pitching, or like one or two guys who just takes over, like Madison Bumgarner style. But
right,
yeah, I just not a fan. I mean, I guess more than anything, like, I just want baseball to be back. So, like, I'll accept it just to, like, be able to watch baseball. But, like, I'm going to complain about it the entire time.
Right. Like, I get the other viewpoint. Like, I get the viewpoint of, like, that's 4 more teams right now or 4 more regions, fan bases that can, be in the playoffs and experience it, right? So it gives, like, everyone, like, a better chance. More people are invested in August, September, because there's actual playoff spot, like, fights and stuff. And, like, I get that. But I'm also on your side where It's a lot of teams that just have to fight for 500. Like there's not a real reason to, you're not striving to get 90 wins anymore. You're striving of just getting 80. And then do you need that extra number 2 or number 3 guy starter, right? To do it? Maybe not. So it's not, let's not pay that money right now and see what happens. So it's like, I can see the reverse effect. Like we've joked about, right? Being Pirates. It's like Neil Huntington. He would love this era. Just every year you go in to be a 500 team. Find out what happens at the trade deadline, and then either buy or sell. So I get that aspect of it as well, And on the other side, to me, it just sucks as it's like, MLB is just dangling this over. It's like, okay, if you players actually want to get, compensated because we've been screwing you over pretty much for years now. Fine, you want to get compensated, then we need these, and that's what it is. It sucks because like the players are like, okay, with your current setup, we could probably get this much money, and MLB's like, fine, you want that much money? Then we need more for 4 more playoff teams. And then we're probably going to cut, 30 minor leaguers per organization as well on top of it. So it just sucks. It's like in order for the players to actually win, MLB has to win. They have to win.
Right. And it's just, it's one of those things, like I said, we've talked about it. Like if you had 14 playoff teams last year, with all due respect to the Cincinnati Reds and the Philadelphia Phillies, they weren't good enough to be in the playoffs last year. But under a 14-team playoff format, both of those teams would have been in. The Reds won 83 games. They were 4 games over 500. The Phillies won 82 games. Phillies were 82-80, and they would have been a playoff team. Like after a 162 game season, they demonstrated that they were the definition of mediocrity, and they would advance to the playoffs. I don't like that concept in this sport. Like it's different in other leagues where they maybe don't play enough games, but like you're playing 162 games. There's a reason for that. Like the cream's going to rise to the top. That's who I want to see in the playoffs. I don't want to see 500 teams in the playoffs.
Right. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's like I would I'll settle for 12. Dave also says something as well where I don't want any wild card games where the loser is out. Yeah, like the one and done, that needs to be over. Now, with this being said, we don't know what the format might change too. We just know it's going to be 14 teams. I don't know if there's going to be like, a 3-game wild card, whatnot. Well, I know we had that one radio personality post out there and give us all the okie doke because we all fell for it. That, the MLB teams are going to start picking their opponents and all this. And that's the only person we heard it from. So I don't know any truth behind that. Probably none. But yeah, we don't know the format. I can only assume with this format, though, that it's not going to be a one and done wild card game. Again, like on top of that, you're adding 14 teams. You have 162 games, as far as your regular season. And then this playoff game is 1 game. It's the opposite of what baseball is.
Right. Yeah, and like I'm not gonna lie, the 1-game wild card playoff, like it's exciting, it's fun. Like it was exciting to be in that game for 3 straight years as Pirates fans. Winning one of them was fun, losing the other 2 not so fun.
Right.
But like it's an exciting game. But yeah, again, same concept. Like you're playing a 162 game season to figure out who the best teams are, and then you're gonna decide something on 1 game.
Right.
Like 1 game in baseball, literally anything can happen. It's not really a true tournament. If you're trying to determine like who the best team is, that's not the way to do it.
Right. And like, especially this format, like think about this format now too. You might've been like a legit team. You got in at like 92 wins. You're in this wild card game. You're facing whatever team, right? We're not gonna say the Phillies because they didn't really have, Phillies being a perfect example. You're facing the Phillies and they got Zach Wheeler. Like you talk about your Madison Bumgarner. Now this team that limped in at 500, now it's a 1-game series. They're not even that good of a team. They got the ace pitcher who's just feeling it right now. And now you're out. You tried. This team really didn't. They just limped in because it's 14 games. They got this stud pitcher, and now they're advancing, and you're sitting at home because it's 1 game. So, yeah, I think like this exposes it even more if it's 14. Like it already sucked that, especially us, right? Pirates fans haven't endured that.
Yeah.
Basically have the second best team in baseball, period, and you don't advance into playoffs. So I couldn't imagine having that pain in a 14 game or 14 team playoff system.
And to kind of go back to it, like the whole point of this is to incentivize teams to win games. And by increasing the amount of playoff teams available, you're not really incentivizing teams to win. You are incentivizing mediocrity. Like that's what you're doing. So, a team like we'll just say it's like the Pirates. Like, why should the Pirates even really try to be like a really good team when they can just go out there now, try to be mediocre, and kind of fall their way into the playoffs every once in a while.
Right. And like, I think that's the one thing that's different from baseball among others as well. Like, you look at the NBA, you can have a few stars in that team and they'll carry you and you're like a front runner, and like in baseball, you can't do that. Like, geez, I mean, we're witnessing it with Mike Trout and the Angels, they have the best pitcher or the best player in baseball presumably ever like walked on the the face of the earth, and they can't get into the playoffs. So it's like you can't really just be carried by a few stars. And I guess again, like I'm beginning to is like the randomness. Like anyone can win. You've mentioned this on the show plenty of times. That's why I'm going to quote you. But it's like the worst teams in baseball win a third of the games. Like the absolute worst. So it's like if you're into the playoffs, you can simply see a team just get hot and they win. So it's like when you get more of those teams in there, I guess I'm getting at is like you don't have to pay and get those stars because you can just be hot, make a couple deals at a deadline. Okay, go back to like the Braves last year. It's like a good example. I know there's a little bit different. Like they were hurt by injuries and such, but they were feeling it. They added a few key pieces at the deadline, and they were hot. They won the World Series. Like why couldn't a team? Okay, like you don't have Acuna, like you don't have those players. Why can't a team just be kind of mediocre, get kind of savvy the trade deadline, and then go and win a World Series? And it's like they didn't even really, really try. It can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about the Braves a lot as like a team that like teams should look at the Braves and see what they did last year and like really try to emulate that. Like that's what I want to see baseball teams do. Like the Braves could have easily just after Acuna got hurt, they could have said, well, you know what? We're just going to roll from here.
Sure.
There goes our season. Right. And instead they were like, no, let's go for it still. And they did. They acquired a bunch of pieces that, all came together and they made a run and they won the World Series. And like, I give them a ton of credit. I mean, I hate the Braves, but I give the Braves more credit for what they did last year than I can think of in recent memory for any World Series winner. Like the Braves made that happen. Like they didn't have to, like the Braves could have made that decision that they were not going to try for the World Series last year. Once Acuna went down, they could have just said, well, we've got an excuse now. We don't really have to be that good. Right. And instead they went for it, and you saw the benefits of it. They were one of the only teams who really went out there and went for it. You can say the same for a few other. I mean, there were other teams obviously went for it, but the Braves did it, and I think a lot of other teams in their shoes wouldn't have.
You're absolutely correct on that. I feel definitely.
Yeah.
And as Dave points something else out, which is kind of funny. I know I may be getting a little somewhat off topic here to a degree in that sense, but it's a baseball show. But he says, I love this baseball talk on a Monday night. Tyler missing out. Tyler can miss out. I'm fine with that. This is Jim finally being able to talk without like Tyler's nonsense. We can have like a real baseball conversation now. So we're digging it.
Tyler loves the 14-team playoff.
He does.
Because God knows why. He wants to be excited about August baseball, which, I mean, sure, go ahead, be excited about your mediocre team in August, I guess.
It's like,
but like I said, we compare it to the NBA though. Like you compare it to the NBA, and you see NBA has 16 teams going into the playoffs, literally half the league. The difference though between baseball and the NBA is like the 8 seed in the NBA just has absolutely zero chance of beating the 1 seed. Like it just doesn't happen.
It's like March Madness basically. Like it's not going to happen.
Right. especially over a series of games, right? But in baseball, like, it can happen. Like, the worst team can beat the best team in a short game, in a short series.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
I guess there's our baseball rant.
So FD,
Yeah.
also FD from Talking Candy.
Yeah.
Go follow them, give them a shout. So he does say, so give MLB playoff structure the credit. If they didn't make the number 1 record in baseball, face the number 2 record, I think things would have shaken out differently. AK say Jim wants everyone to make the playoffs. Yeah, that's definitely what Jim wants.
Right. Complete opposite. Yeah. Yeah. No, if it were up to me, it would go back to like the days of not even having, just have it like an East and a West and have like a championship series.
Right.
No, like the format that it, like, I'll take the 1 game playoff. Like, the way it is right now is good. I really don't want to advance it anymore, but it looks like we're well past that point. It's going to happen. So it's just something we're going to have to learn what to live with. And I'm sure by doing this at some point, you know, our favorite team, the Pirates, are going to squeak into the playoffs at like 83 and 79, and we're going to go crazy and be all excited, and then we'll lose in the first round like we always do.
And that's what I'm going to saying, like going back to like you talk about Tyler wanting it and such. Like, I can understand from teams that typically historically aren't good, or at least don't have the windows open as long as other teams do, like say the Dodgers and Yankees. Like, pretty much if you're a Dodger Yankee fan, you probably don't want this at all, because you're like, my team's getting into the playoffs, right? So I don't want to be that team that faces the red hot Madison Bumgarner and gets taken out or whatnot. But if you're a fan of, say, the Pirates, the Marlins, the Reds, like whomever, right, and you're not historically in the playoffs all the time, this gives you those many more opportunities to get in. You know, those rebuilding years where you might be like a year away, now you're there. And that's just the thing. Like, you're happy because your team's in the playoffs, but ultimately, like, for the game, the sport, and everything, I just don't think it's good either. It's whatever. Does it help it grow? I guess that's an argument you can say, like, more fan bases are interested. It can help it grow. Maybe. I don't know. But I think there's better ways of making the game grow. For one, stop trying not to let the game grow. Rob Manfred. I digress. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if your point is like it's gonna increase the amount of fan bases that are in a playoff hunt, right? Like, that's going to be an outcome of this that is going to be positive for a few cities. But I think another outcome that you see here is, you see teams not trying to win as many games. Like, what's the point? Like, why go out there and win as many games as you can if you know that you can get in with 85 wins? If you're the Brewers last year, and you had 95 wins, why? I mean, just maybe you rest all your starters, more than you do now, and then it's less fun for fans.
Right.
Like, we want to see the good players play all the time, and maybe the universal DH will help out a little bit. And then we're getting off track here, but like, there's a whole lot we can talk about with this. I'm not a huge fan of the expanded playoffs, but I'm also a huge fan of, like, let's get something done that works for both sides. And if that's just how we have to get there, so be it, I guess.
Yeah. We could probably talk for the next 6 hours, because that's probably how long it'll be up for. Probably like the next 6 hours about this. We'll spare you all. We'll have plenty more shows throughout the offseason that we can, you guys can catch us on if you really want to hear us talk about baseball. But yeah, I guess let's pivot it. So, we did bring this up because obviously Candy's just waiting for MLB to come to this agreement so they can make their drops. So that's why we're waiting on this show for this to happen. I'm not too optimistic that it's going to happen tonight. But again, I give credit, like, they're still there. So clearly there's maybe still hope, at least, because why would you still be there if you see this going nowhere right now? So I don't know. Maybe wake up tomorrow and there's baseball. But anyways, I guess we should probably move forward. So with Candy, though, there has been some nice purchases made, right? The marketplace isn't totally dying. I will say, like, it has steadied off. So like right now, I look at the current floors on Serial One. We discussed this, like, when I was going through my chase of the uncut diamonds, is like hovering around 3,000. Right now, the floor on the uncut diamonds is $22.53. Which I'm kind of sad on because like the 4 pieces I need, like the 4 major pieces I needed like last week, they've really fallen. So my wallet's looking at me like, you idiot. The All-Star floor right now is currently at 9,228. So there's some dips in the floors, but there's definitely been a lot of sales that's taken place.
There's been a lot of sales, and I think you can attribute the floors to just there's nothing going on with baseball. And I said it's not necessarily Candy's fault on this. Like they can't really do anything to really promote their baseball stuff until we get the CBA done. Once that CBA is done, then I think we can really look forward to, full on marketing baseball through Candy, bringing on new members. Hopefully, we already know that there's a ton of new products and stuff that's in the mix. So yeah, right now everything's just kind of, it is slightly going down currently. And that's just because I think we're just kind of in this stagnant period where there's nothing really to do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's something we talked, like we kind of predicted that you could probably see as this drags out, right, and closer to opening day, that the pricing just falls because it's the people who's willing to hold it out and who wants to go and sell. And if you want to sell, they're going to keep falling and falling until people are able to bite on it. And again, that's just kind of stinks because I felt like for those 2 weeks it leveled off. Like it was falling, then like those 2 weeks kind of leveled off. And that's when I was like, you know what, maybe we're just kind of chilling right now. It's cool where they're at. I'll go to make those purchases. And then yes, it was this week where the pricing fell again. So I could have held off. I mean, I've seen like Jason Dominguez go for like $160. I didn't purchase it at that price. Yeah, there's been like quite a few that's gone. And like I'm looking now, I'm like, man. But anyways, you're right. And it's like I just feel until the CBA signed and Rob Manfred could tell Candy we're going at it, then they can, make their drop and things can get like inspired again in the marketplace. We have new content coming, probably, and hopefully more users coming in. So yeah, as of right now, not a whole lot with the marketplace going on as far as that side. But Jim, you did make another Candy type purchase the other night.
I did. So going back to our original thing here, so the stadium collection that Candy did last summer, missed the boat. I should have gotten in originally, right?
When they did,
especially when they did PNC Park. But I figured, I was like, you know what? I want to get a PNC Park. They haven't really announced if there's going to be utility with these or not. I think there's been some hints that they're like, hopefully there will be. But I was like, you know what? Let's get a PNC Park one. So I did. I bought my first Candy Stadium series, PNC Park, for 0.13 ETH.
Yep.
So I think that was right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm now a proud PNC Park Stadium owner, and to go along with the stadiums, we're coming towards the end of the stadium bracket challenge in the Discord. So PNC Park has made the semifinals. So that's kind of another reason I wanted to pick it up before that, because I really think PNC Park's going to win. Like PNC Park's going to. They're going up against Wrigley this week, but I have a pretty stadium, good feeling. It is a trash stadium. Like if you've ever been there, it's garbage.
We're about to get canceled by all the Cubs fans and Muttner.
Right. No, so the American League Championship Series is going on right now. Angels, Red Sox, Angel Stadium, Fenway Park. It's like neck and neck right now on that one. So that one will be really close. But yeah, Wrigley Field and PNC Park are going to be in the NLCS for the Stadium Series bracket challenge, and hopefully PNC wins. I know part of the there's a reward there if you hold the winning stadium, right? You get into like a pool to win other stadiums. So yeah, so
it's a really cool prize.
Yeah, it's a really cool prize. So if you are holding the winning stadium in this, you'll be given the role 2022 Art Madness champion in the Discord. So you get that Discord role, but then you also get entered in to win 5 stadiums. So which are valued at about 0.75 ETH right now. So pretty cool. If you haven't voted yet, go to that stadium bracket channel in the Discord. It's listed under events. And yeah, right now ALCS is going on. Slunk Mob's putting that together, so he's just done an excellent job. Excellent member of the community, member of the suite. So check that out. Support him. Support the bracket challenge, and yeah. So I picked up PNC Park.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
So the last I checked, I think there's like actually only like 4 more PNC Parks even available to purchase.
Yeah. There's not a lot.
Yeah, and like the one, because I was looking at 2 of them, 0.13 and 0.135. The 135 was like serial number like 62. It was a little bit lower. I didn't purchase any, and then I saw you told me you purchased the one, so I went back to buy the 135, and it's actually not even really listed. So that sucks. So I've been like kind of hoping that person lists it back, or else I'm getting the one for 0.16. But I plan on probably buying one. But yeah, congrats for buying it. It's really cool. Us dummies could have bought it for $100 and we didn't because we're dummies. With that said, do not take anything we say for financial advice ever, ever, ever.
Right. I think the 0.13 ETH plus gas ended up being like right around $400. So
yeah.
Well,
could have bought 4 of them.
We could have had it for 100
and then sold the other 3.
Yeah. Then the PNC Park is one of the lower mints. There's only 277 of them.
Sweet stuff.
And the artwork's great. Artwork's great with the bridge in the background. It's one of my favorite ones. It's
the best one. It's gonna win.
It is. It is the best one. It's gonna win the stadium challenge.
Nice. Yeah, so cool. So that's going on. Again, like with baseball, there's really not much else to talk about, I guess. Are we done with the MLB side? We get to our favorite stuff?
Yeah, I think that was it for MLB. Yeah, let's get to the stuff we know a whole lot about, which is NASCAR.
Right. So tomorrow's the big drop. The Kyle Larson drop. No, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
I lie. I typed Lawson when doing the ticker at the bottom of the screen.
Did you really?
I typed Lawson.
You typed Lawson?
And then I went to the screen to like see what the collection was called. I was like, oh, wait, that's Larson.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kyle Larson, the 2021 Championship Series. Championship Collection, I should say. Drops tomorrow, 9 a.m.
He's also coming off a win. His first one of 2022
Yep.
was this weekend. It was a controversial win. He kind of accidentally ran his teammate into the wall towards the end of the race. So it was a controversial win, but no, he's coming off his first one of 2022. So tomorrow, details on that. 9 a.m.
FD says
9 a.m. tomorrow.
Sorry, I just gotta cut you off. FD says pretty sure it's Kyle Gibson. FD, one of the leaders of Gibson gang, I believe.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Well, we can have the Larson game. But no, so yeah, Kyle Larson dropped tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can get there's different rarities there. So there's like a tier 1, which is an auction on a 1 of 1. And the 1 of 1's pretty cool. Like, do you see the stuff that comes with it?
Oh yeah.
So the 1 of so there's going to be a 1 of 1 legendary Kyle Larson, and it comes with like you get to actually drive a car on the track one day, which looked pretty cool. You get your own little like championship ring. You get a tour of Hendrick Motorsports. You get to attend a race this year and participate as like a member of the team during the race. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I guess you get to. I don't know if you get to be like on.
I'm changing a tire
or something.
I am changing a tire.
Yeah. What if you get to be the dude with the gas can? You know, like
Yes, I will cost Larson the race. But damn it, I paid for it.
Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like you get all this really cool stuff with the 1 of 1. So it'll be interesting to see what that goes for. As I said, it's an auction. Then there's like a rare tier. There's only going to be 250 of the rare ones. It's $250 to purchase one. I'm assuming it's just going to be first come, first serve. When they sell out type of deal. But that also comes with a 2% chance of winning a track pass. So they're going to do 5 track passes handed out to those people who do the rare NFT. And the track pass basically gives you a meet and greet at a race, and then an autographed valve cover DiNardo of Kyle Larson.
Can hang that right up there.
Yeah,
when you see
valve cover,
new wall art, you'll know why.
Yeah. And then there's going to be an open edition one, so kind of similar to how they did, like with the World Series, the medallion that they did. It looks like they're going to do a Kyle Larson medallion. So that's $20.21 open edition. And I know a lot of people don't really love the open edition stuff, but the one thing I kind of like about the open edition is if you're trying to attract new people, right, and especially when it comes to the NASCAR world, you're probably going to be getting some folks who aren't really into NFTs, and that could be their first ever NFT purchase, right? So I like how they make it so that you can easily obtain it. Is it going to be worth millions of dollars down the road? Probably not, right? But it's something cool that you can collect, and if you're a Kyle Larson fan, you can pick one up for $20.
Right. I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to bring that up this week, because that's one thing that I've seen. I'm not gonna say full blown complaining, right? But I've definitely heard chatter about the open editions, right? Especially because you mentioned the plays of days, but think about the actual the very first racing drop. It was all open edition. So for the people looking at this, they kind of felt like, well, this ain't gonna be worth anything. Why am I buying it? And to that, I want to say this is one of the things that I do like what Candy is doing. Not everything is all the same. Not everything has to be viewed as this is a way of 10xing your money. A lot of the NFT world is I'm going to buy this so I can flip it, make all kinds of money, right? I'm going to quit my job, win Lambo. Not everything has to be that way. They mix things up, and I appreciate that, because for the people who are actually just true collectors, they want to collect things, this gives you that ability. Tomorrow's drop, like you mentioned, with the rare, 1 out of 250. Only 250 people are going to have that. Now that makes it a collectible. People are going to want that, and that's why you'll be able to sell it for a pretty penny down the road, hopefully, right? Or immediately. But there's probably 3,000 people that might want it or more, so with the open editions, that's why I like how Candy mixes things up, they appeal to everybody. Everyone can have the open edition medallion tomorrow, right? So everyone gets it. Cool, you appease those. But this is going to be rare, so there's only 250, and I like how Candy does that with everything. And I assume you're going to see a lot of that with many of their drops and items. I mean, you can go back to the jerseys too. That was all open edition, right? Everyone could buy it. We know you can burn it for something, but I like how they mix things up. It's not just Top Shot all day where there's, I know it's 60,000, but you know what I mean? Everything's limited. Everything's a mint edition. When they have the legendary drops, it's all limited edition. They have the open stuff. I just think, like you said, it's a good way of getting people in. It's a good way of, reaching out to different types of people they want. No one's forcing you also to buy the open editions. So,
right.
Don't complain because you bought it. No one's forcing you to.
And I think the other thing you can look at is, it's open edition, but you talked about the play of the days, how they were open edition, right? And those later plays of the day where they minted a lot of them aren't
subjectively a lot in today's world.
A lot, right? More than they did the earlier ones, right? So your higher mint counts on the player of the days, they're collectibles. Right now, they aren't making you money if that's your goal, right? But those early ones, they are. Right. So I mean, I had an early play of the day. It was a Dodgers one. And, I bought it for $25 and I sold it for 90. So who knows what these are going to do? Like with these being early on in NASCAR NFT world, like if this is something that's going to take off down the road, then yeah, like these open editions, maybe not something that you can hold and sell right now, but who knows? Like, I mean, if it, I'll probably pick up one of the medallions tomorrow. Like I'm not a Kyle Larson fan. I'm not a NASCAR fan.
What are you talking about?
I'm not I'm I'm not gonna get a rare so I can get a chance to get an autographed Valve cover so I can hang up here on my wall, right? But I'll get a medallion just to have it and hold it, and who knows what's happens to it down the road. It's $20. I'll get one.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. And that's why I wanted to stress then when he's talked about subjectively, because right, like now when you look at it, it's not going for a whole lot of money. You look like, oh, it's a high mint count. But again, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, when our mint of this World Series was like at most, right, like the 3,000 something. Actually, was it 5,000? Did it hit 5K? I can't remember now. It's been so long since I looked at
on the World Series ones.
I think
the
game
the one
7?
where it was. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to look them up here. And
well, anyways, while you do that, right? Like we're looking at it now and thinking, well, that's a high mint count, but it's like, okay, in 5 years when they're minting like 100K, well, today it might not be worth $25. You're not getting the marketplace, but who's to say in 5 years you're not? And that's like you can say the same thing about the marketplace and the drops, even though they're open edition for those race cars. Like even though they sold like about 2,000 per car, give or take. If they did this again in 5 years, they might be selling 100,000 per car. So now, even though you're looking at today saying, well, these cars are worth nothing, they might be worth something more in the future, even though it was just open mint. Because even though it's open mint, there's still a finite amount of people on this space that you assume is going to grow. If they don't, it's probably bad news for all of us. But there's been like nothing Candy has indicated and shown us that they're not going to grow. Like I firmly believe in this product, this company and such. So it's like if they're growing, then those mint counts are going to be nothing. Hopefully in a few years.
Yeah. No.
So
it's a good way of putting it. The Braves winning the World Series, 5,603.
Okay, so it was.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think they all were about 3,000 until like the past few games. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. Well, the early ones were way less than that.
I mean, the World Series ones though. Like the early ones were like
the World Series ones
were. They were all like under.
Yeah, the World Series ones. The World Series ones were all pretty high.
Yeah. Again, subjectively, we're today. That's again what's going to be funny.
Right.
Like today, we're laughing at 3,000. Okay. Can't wait till NS9NFT's talking in the year 2025, and we're like, oh, okay, we just had a 500K mint.
Right. Yeah.
Boy, those 3,000s were awful. So
that's a good way of putting it.
Right. So yeah, Kyle Larson tomorrow. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm probably with you. I'll just get the medallion just to say I participated, and that's about it for me.
I'll probably try to get there right at drop time, see how early of a mint I can get, and then I'll roll with that. But I'm sure hopefully their first drop attracted a lot of NASCAR fans, and they can, like, it would be really cool to see. Like I don't really know what to expect here. But like if that rare pass sells out really quick, like I would think that's a pretty substantial win for the platform and the NASCAR project itself. So yeah, I'll be interested just to kind of follow and see how it goes.
Right. I'm with you. So there's a NASCAR drop. Cool. And then what's coming up in a week from now is the sweet Futures basketball. So we've had the football one that has taken place, which you and I have purchased from that, basically in order to get into this early. But next week does start the basketball. So I'm kind of excited about that. And I guess I'm kind of excited, and you'll elaborate here, like the quality of players they got for this was pretty sweet. No pun intended.
Yeah. No. Really impressed with the players. Like, so they had kind of teased a few of them earlier on. They're now all announced, and so there's 8 of them that they're going to be releasing over 3 separate drops. And just kind of preparing for tonight, I was like, hey, let's kind of look up these guys, see where they're projected to be in the NBA draft. And so I looked up. ESPN just did a mock draft, their latest mock draft last week. So I would just kind of went through that and looked at it. And kind of crazy. All 8 people in this Sweet Futures drop the next 3 weeks. All 8 of them are currently projected to be first round draft picks. Which pretty outstanding cast that they have. 4 out of the 8 are projected to be top 10 picks.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, good stuff. I mean, we'll go through them here, but I mean, the headliner clearly is Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga. He was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school this past year, freshman, 7-foot center. Just all around like a really good NBA prospect. His field goal percentage is like something outrageous right now. He's an incredible shot blocker. So just a really
and
good.
I feel like you've been seeing him for years now too. Like it's amazing to think he's a freshman because like I've been seeing videos of him like in high school. I feel like I've watched him for like 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, so like on his recruiting profile, I was looking around and like he had a perfect recruiting profile ranking on 24/7. So if you follow recruiting, 24/7 kind of takes a cumulative score of everybody and kind of averages them all together. And yeah, Holmgren was number 1 and he had a 1,000 rating, composite score on that site. So really good center prospect, again, 7 feet, projected currently number 1. There's kind of a group of 3 guys who you could kind of flip flop 1, 2, 3, and who knows what it's going to be. But Holmgren's squarely in that group. He's pretty much guaranteed to be top 3. But yeah, ESPN had him number 1 in the last mock draft. So he's definitely the headliner here.
Right. But and then again, like I look at it too, like he's the headliner, but it's not as if he's like just leaps and bounds over everyone. Like this is a really good crop. Not to take away anything from the players that we're talking about or Candy, but like when you look at the football one and you look at this one, like the football one had like quite a few players. This one just seems of basketball like just more stars. Like everyone in here is just super legit. Like it's not as if you're going to purchase anyone here and think like, well, is even going to get drafted. Like everyone in here, like you mentioned, is pretty much like they're all 4 out of 10. Well, I should say 4 out of 8. 4 of them are top 10, but all of them are first round projected to be draft picks. And I know it's NBA, right? It's a little different than the NFL, like a first round draft pick, but that's pretty legit. Like all these guys are probably making the league next year, right? They're going to have an NBA top shot moment. And that's what we talked about. Like that's what's cool about Candy. Like this is going to be like really their NFT debut for the most part. Like if you're a true collector, it's going to be these Sweet Futures. And then next year, NBA Top Shot, the debut badge comes, like you get that. So like this is what's kind of cool about that.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, it's like perfect timing too, because a lot of these players play on good teams. You're gonna see them next week is start of conference tournaments, so you're just gonna see college basketball on ESPN all week next week, and then starting the week after, you're into March Madness, which all eyes on them. Gonzaga will be a 1 seed, so you'll see a ton of Chet Holmgren. He'll be getting a ton of TV time, ton of spotlight. So you have the chance to now pick up Chet Holmgren's first NFT. So yeah, really, really cool lineup of players here. So like I said, he's certainly the highlight. But again, like 4 out of these 8 are top 10 projected picks. All 8 are first round picks projected.
Yep. And the other thing, right? Just check, make sure. Still no baseball. So yeah, college basketball will definitely be heightened.
No, that's another good point. Yeah. I mean,
right.
All those people who would be kind of gearing up for baseball season and paying attention to spring training, things like that. Well, it's not a thing right now. So
for sure.
Yeah.
But so I guess like to get into that a little bit, so yeah, next Monday will be the very first drop. So as mentioned, like they're doing 3, and then the final 2. For the very first drop, it's going to be, actually I have it up here. So Jalen Duran. It's not Duran, right?
Duran.
Jason Duran.
Blake
Wesley.
Duran.
And then Bryce McGowan's.
Yeah, and Duran's kind of the star of this crop. of 3 players. Duran is another center. So your top 2 guys that they have here are both centers. So Duran's going to be the one guy, though, you're probably not going to see him in March because he goes to Memphis. And I don't think Memphis is very good this year. Actually, they're 17-9. They have a shot, I guess, of making the NCAA tournament.
I was going to say, according to
But
Penny
if they are, they're
Hardaway,
probably not going that far. It's just a down year for him. But so Jalen Duran projected to go number 6 in the NBA draft. So 6'10" center out of Memphis, another freshman, really highly regarded recruit. He's going to be in this first drop next Monday. And yeah, he kind of headlines that group. The other guys in there, Blake Wesley from Notre Dame, guard, another freshman. He's projected to go 30th. And then Bryce McGowan's another guard from Nebraska, projected to go 31st. So that first week is probably, you've got Duran in there, but the rest of the 2, 30 and 31, those are the 2, I don't want to call them the worst players because they're not bad. They're still projected first round picks, but those are your 2 worst players in this entire crop, and they're still projected first round picks.
Yeah, it's just to put perspective on it. Like, so it's like we had the racing thing. It's like whoever's going to be the first of that crop. And it's like, unfortunately, this crop, they're the worst, right? They're the end, but that's what we're still getting at. Like, they're still first rounders. Even though, yes, it's the NBA and it's the back end of the first round, it's still a first rounder where there's players that were in that college, the football sweet futures that probably weren't even getting drafted. And it just kind of is what it is. But again, it's kind of the difference. That's why I'm really excited about this again, because like you can literally buy anyone and they'll be in the league to some capacity, very likely.
Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of a cool thing about all 8 of these guys is, you're looking at 4 of them are lottery picks, and then the other 4 still projected first rounders.
Right, like the likelihood of a top shot debut moment for them is very high. So you already got their sweet futures. Now you're on the path of NBA Top Shot, and it's kind of cool. So then, so that was March. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, so yeah, that first drop, I'll definitely be picking up a Duran, at least the core. I may kind of look and see, with rares and things like that. I may pick and choose, what I'm going to do as far as the rares go. But yeah, I think I'll be picking. I'm not going to probably buy everybody here, but I'll pick and choose a few.
I feel like I'm the same. And it's kind of the same thing when we talked about the like tomorrow's Larson drop, different tiers. They have the auction for the 1-on-1 legendary. They'll have 100 epic editions priced at $350. They'll have 300 rare editions priced at $150. And then a 4-day open edition of their cores at $20.22, as Candy loves to play on the year. So again, that's your way of getting collectors. Like, people just want to have something, right? It's not limited. You'll definitely get your hands on it for $20.22. It's not that much money. You can have an open mint edition for it. So again, pretty cool, different ways of collecting, and then, so what I want to get here, say we talk with Candy, they have chasers for many things, right? Like that reward. They will have a chaser for this as well. Now, just want to put out there, it is in big, bold letters too, if you go on their website or the blog, at least. That's what I'm looking at. But for their chasers, right, if you collect every player, you can and will be eligible for a chaser, but it has to be with the legendary, epic, or rare editions. So if you're collecting cores, you will not qualify for the chaser. Just putting it out there.
Yep.
So you have to have at least all the others.
So that would be 8 rares would be your easiest way to get to that.
Correct. Yep. So cool.
Which I haven't even looked. They did a chaser for the football, correct?
Yes.
I'm just curious on how many of those they have and what they go for. So the Sweet Futures football chaser they made 295 of them.
Mm.
So you won't have 295 of these.
Yeah.
If there's 300 rare editions, you're not going to have 295 of these. But the floor on a Sweet Futures Football Chaser currently 0.222 ETH.
Okay. I mean,
which comes out to about $650.
Yeah, it's still free. So, and there's only 8 of these, and at $150, you know, and that seems worth it to me.
So what? $1,200. So if you want to buy all 8 rares, it's $1,200. You get a reward for it. I'm not saying that new reward is going to be worth the same thing or more or less or what. Like I said, there will be less of them.
Right.
Who knows exactly what the price will be? But yeah, that's what the football chasers are currently at.
Yeah.
If you were.
So pretty cool. And FD confirms $295 for football. So just asking you, did you get that FD? Did you earn your chaser? Just curious. But yeah, so again, that's the format of this. That was also again week 1, right? It's gonna be next week. Then on March 14th, the new crew of players, right? The next 3 drop. Those 3, Jim, I'm gonna tell you who they are. Perfectly pronounce the names. So JV Davison, Keegan Murray, and Johnny Davis. So that's your next crop on March 14th.
Yeah, so this is a good crop. So if we're kind of going through this, Johnny Davis, guard from Wisconsin, projected currently number 7 in the NBA draft. And then Keegan Murray was the other one.
Yep.
Another, he's a forward out of Iowa, currently projected number 9 in the NBA draft. So that drop in particular, you're looking at 2 potential top 10 NBA picks. And then JD Davidson out of Alabama, currently projected number 27 pick in the draft. Another guard.
But still, again, very, very solid. 2 top 10s. Might not be like the top heavy in this sense, but 2 top 10s. Number 27, right? Still a very, very good week. So,
Johnny Davis in particular, big time scorer. And he's averaging over 20 points a game right now. Just he's and Wisconsin's good. So he's a guy who you will see in March. Wisconsin probably a team that has a chance to go pretty deep.
So FD responded. So first off, he'll say yes, he does have it, and he was lucky. This is why he knew how many there was. He actually has the perfect mint. He's got number 295 on it.
Oh.
So congrats, FD.
That's
He'll
congrats.
Always remember how many was minted that year. But what he says too is, I think the floor on the chaser is low because so many of those 295 sets were completed from $20 purchases. So you could pay as little as $600 plus gas for that one. So that kind of makes sense too.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of goes back to the whole point here that there's going to be less of these just because there's only 300 rares. There's only 150 epics, right? What was the number? So 100 epics. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you only have 400 of these that are floating around of each player. You're not gonna have 300 complete sets. Like, just that's just not gonna happen. If it is, I'll be very shocked. So yeah, you're gonna have a lower.
But when in doubt, always refer back to the comment. Do not take any financial advice from us.
Well, that's not financial advice. That's just a guess on the mint count. But the mint count, it's probably going to be less than the football one. So yeah, to FD's point there, it should be rarer and it's going to be harder to obtain.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So then the final week, right, to top this whole thing off, you have to have our epic conclusion. So March 21st will be the last one, just 2 players, Chet Holmgren and then Kendall Brown. So here comes Chet to cap it off.
Yeah. So as I said, we already talked about Chet. Projected number 1 right now, according to ESPN. Playing for Gonzaga, they're going to be a 1 seed, so you're going to see them probably at least in the second weekend of the NCAA tournament, right? So you'll be seeing a lot of Chet, and Kendall Brown's the other one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Kendall Brown out of Baylor, currently projected number 17 pick in the NBA draft. So, and Baylor, another team that should theoretically at least make that second weekend in the NCAA tournament. They're a solid squad.
Yeah. So good stuff. So there's the Candy Sweet Futures basketball. And then so the cool thing again, we talked about how the tiers, the dropping and all that. The time, so they will be going off at, I should know this. I feel like I'm going to say it wrong too. I feel like, yeah.
So there's going to be a little bit later. So yeah, noon Eastern each Monday, starting next Monday,
right,
for the next 3 Mondays. So you'll have Monday through Thursday to mint them, the open edition ones. And then again, kind of when the epics and the rares sell out, they sell out. But yeah, we'd be looking at Monday at noon Eastern for each one of those 3 drops.
However, what I want to get to here is, so for those who did purchase, right, and this is why we actually do have one, because we heard this was happening. So for those who did purchase a Sweet Futures football NFT before February 21st, right, and they made this announcement, they've said it multiple times, right? Again, this is why we purchased it, just to be in this. So if you do have one, you made that purchase before February 21st, you'll actually get your chance to mint at 11:30.
Just the cores.
Yes.
By the way.
Oh yeah, my bad. Just the cores. Yeah. But yes. So for those that are chasing like the low cereals, right? I guess that's your like way of doing it. You know, if you didn't purchase one, you're at the mercy of where it's starting at 12. But if you did purchase one, you can jump in 11:30, try to get your low, serial number of these. And that way, even though they're open mint, you have yourself a quality cereal at least. So for all those who did make the purchase on the Futures football, you'll be able to have early access to these drops. And again, hopefully you get your number one. If not, maybe wait till Thursday at the last minute and get yourself a perfect cereal.
Yeah, might as well.
Or why not try both?
Could do that too.
Right.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Yeah. I think that's it though. So a lot of stuff going on with Candy, not baseball because we're still waiting on.
But it's coming.
CBA,
as we always keep hearing, it's coming.
Yeah.
I just don't know if baseball's coming.
Yeah. So it's just a matter now of get the deal done so we can start getting these baseball drops.
I want to put something out there and make us all miserable at this moment. Could you imagine, and I say this too, especially in us, in this space, and I'm sure Candy will turn the show off. Anyone listening from Candy is going to turn this off right now, just out of rage. But could you imagine they're at the point where both sides, because they both feel like they've said it without saying it, that they're just going to hold out for the whole year, and there's no baseball for an entire year. Again, now, for this show, for all the people in this space, could you imagine no baseball for a whole year because they're both entrenched and wanting to go ahead and make sure they get what they want to get out of this? MLBPA's united. The owners, they're wealthy. They can afford this. They're just so entrenched, and we see how stubborn they are, entrenched they are. They both hold out for a whole year, and we get 0 MLB drops for an entire season right when Candy opened. So now that ruined everyone's night. But could you just imagine? I'll be so miserable for multiple reasons.
I think just for the sake of just keeping the sport alive, even. If you miss an entire season of baseball, you're going to have so many people who just never come back.
Oh, yeah.
They can't, literally can't afford that to happen. If you're an owner, the owners can't afford that to happen. They will lose money.
Yeah. But then again, you can just turn a blind eye to steroids, crucify them later, but just allow them to bring back baseball and support it now. You could do that.
Right.
All right. We're going to get off topic again.
Yeah.
Let's reel us in. Here comes a whole nother 30-minute tangent about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yes, let's move forward then. So that's pretty much it about Candy. So I guess now really we got a bunch of packs to open.
We have a few, yeah.
That's right, FD. Let Bonds in. There's something we can bond over, FD. Barry Bonds, Pirates, Giants.
There we go.
Let Barry in. I'm for it.
There's a $170 Jason Dominguez that was just posted, by the way. Denardo.
I think I saw one sell for 160. And then an uncommon sell for 260, which I bought the core basically for that amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I need that person who has the Brian Reynolds jersey number. Like I keep watching it. No, it's up, but like you just gotta keep dropping that price. Keep dropping the price a little bit until you get to my sweet spot. Just keep lowering it.
What's that sweet spot?
I don't know.
I guess we'll have to find
I'll know when I see it. I'll know when I see it. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we open up some packs then?
Let's do it.
So we got NBA.
Hopefully it works this time.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, speaking of,
what if we log in here and we can't open our packs?
Yes. Anyways, we have some NBA Top Shot. We have the All-Stars. We actually got a reward challenge from last night's challenge. We got that in today. Mm-hmm. And then we each were able to secure NFL All Day last week. So after missing out, 2 weeks in a row, it felt, we were able to secure last week. I also got a premium one. You didn't, right? Or did you?
I joined premium queue. I could have gotten one.
Loser.
And I passed. Oh. I passed on it.
That's right, because we talked about this. If I open a pack and it sucks, it's your fault, because I would have had the next pack.
Yeah. I was ahead of you. So if your pack sucks,
you dropping out of the queue affected my entire pack.
Yep, it did.
Yes.
So we'll see if it was good or bad. We'll see.
Sounds good. All right. So who wants to go first? Let's start at Top Shot. I say.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Okay.
Let's see here. Where am I going? All right. Top Shot.
Whoops.
Okay. Can you see that?
I can. Just added the stream. Now we're good.
All right. Now we're good. All right.
Right.
So NBA, they did their this was Rising Stars series, like the third drop of it. So they did their elite packs, they did their standard packs. I already opened up my standard packs the other day just because I had 12 of them. So I did fairly well though. I did fairly well. I ended up with 5. I ended up with 5 Rising Stars, and I got a rare. So I got the rare Trae Young All-Star moment out of it, and I was able to flip that for $150 or so. So pretty much covered these packs.
Right.
So I'll take it.
Yeah. Congrats, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Definitely a much needed win that we needed.
Nice to get the rare. So let's go ahead and open the Flash Challenge first, though. This is Fred VanVleet. This was the weekend challenge. So let's see how we did here. There were only about 6,000 completions on this, by the way.
Really? It wasn't that difficult.
Yeah. Well, there was Bobby Portis was a bottleneck, as well as Brissett you had to have his debut. So I mean, both of those I think were out of 12,000.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 6,100 completions. So serial number 3040. So Fred VanVleet. I'm not sure what those are going for right now. I guess we can look it up.
I'll look it up.
You'll look it up.
Sure. You can keep opening. I'll look it up.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's check out the All-Star Elite packs. Now I have 2 of these. How many do you have? Did you get
4?
3? You have 4.
Yeah,
okay.
I got 2 per.
Yeah.
But I went back in.
Okay.
So yeah, I got 4.
I could only get 1 per, so I went in the first time and I was able to get a second one. But higher chances of rares. You're guaranteed, I think, a rising star.
Yes.
But then you also have the chance at a rare or a legendary in here too. So,
by the way, Van Vliet going for $15.
Not bad for a free moment. I'll take it. I did have to buy Bobby Portis though, but I already sold him back.
Okay. And he was going for like 30, I think. Like, it wasn't outrageous. That's why I felt it was a fairly easy challenge. He was the bottleneck. And I didn't think
he was the bottleneck
that much to get him. It wasn't like you're spending $500 on some of these rookies at the time.
True. Right. Yeah. All right. We got Donovan Mitchell. I've got a few of those. 60K. I think all these are going to be 60Ks. Vanderbilt. This is going to be a rising stars. It's not going to be a rare. Dwight Howard. I didn't even know Dwight Howard was still in the league.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I know. I don't want to say.
Yeah. All right. So rising stars, Cole Anthony. He was one of the ones that I needed. So I'll take that. It means I don't have to go to the marketplace for that one. And let's get another rare. Let's get another rare Donardo. I'm not sure. I forget what the odds were on these. All right. There's.
Oh. Did you get a?
So I've got
a limited edition.
So that could be a limited edition of some sort. Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll see. See what it is. No rares though.
All right. Let's do it. I'm excited, Jim.
All right. So Herbert Jones, I believe I already had him. So that's a duplicate. Rising stars. And Ooh. The low serial, I thought it was going to be a 4,000. Yeah. Steven Adams.
Come on, man. It's our
Pitt
boy from Pitt.
Yeah. Pitt guy. Yeah, I know.
Did you see the interview he had just recently? I just saw this clip where like someone was interviewing him.
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I just saw that like he did something funny. I saw it like come across my feed, but I didn't click on it.
Yeah, like this guy, like the guy was like just legit talking to him. He just cut him off. He's like, "Where's that accent from?" And he's like, well, it's from Tennessee." He's like, I forget what he said. Like, that's super good or super, I don't know, something like that, dude. And he's like, I love your accent too. Like, he just stopped him. Is like, where are you from? Yeah, he had a very, very clear Southern accent.
Got it.
So
yeah, I didn't. I saw that he did something, but I didn't see exactly what it was.
I just thought it's funny because it's like, I mean, he's been here for how long around the NBA? Like, is this like the first time he's heard that? It can't be.
That's true. Like, it can't be the first Southern accent.
No, right. So
yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, I thought it was funny. All right, cool. So is that all?
That's it. Yeah.
So I'll go and share mine. Let's go to my packs. Open my reward first. I still just want to flex. I have 6 base packs now. Look at me just collecting and not opening.
Oh no.
So good.
Tonight's challenge is for another one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, Fred. Let's get your jersey number. Nope. 3771.
Yeah, I don't. That's a little too high for a jersey number.
Could you imagine though? All right. No worries. So here's my 4 All-Star Premium pack. I do this every time. Every single time. I just refused it to open.
So it's a 16% chance at a rare.
Could be.
You've got a shot here with 4 of them. Let's get a rare here.
How about this? I will turn in any chance at a rare or whatever here to get a legendary in my all-day premium pack.
All right. Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah. That's fair.
Okay. All right. So it looks like just 1 rising star in this one. So that sucks. Yep. But all right, we'll blow through these 60Ks. Nicholas Batum. Oh, Maurice Harkless. Another Maurice Harkless? Boy. There's some trade tickets. Sadiq Bey. At least that one's worth $2.
He's one that, yeah, so he's one that I don't have.
All right, here it is. And Sadiq Bey.
Hey.
So I'll take that. I mean,
yeah,
for what it is, it's a low ass mint cereal, but
right.
Yeah, I'll take Bey. Bey is Bey.
Bey is Bey. Are you doing the? Have you kept all of your rising stars, or have you sold them?
Do you need to keep all of them for this last challenge?
Well, this last challenge is for these 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. Because I'm gonna say I sold some of them, yeah. I needed to make some sales to buy these packs. I was down on my dapper.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. So I did sell some. Okay. Any rookie that I needed, I didn't. I'll put it that way. These are now taking place of what rookies I need.
Gotcha.
I sold my Franz too because I already have the Franz debut. So yeah, I sold some things.
I'm just going down with the ship on Franz.
Yeah, same. All right, so same situation, just 1 rising star.
Never selling it.
No. I'm more in it now.
Right.
Duncan Robinson. I probably have 38 of his. Hey, Klay Thompson. I don't think I have his S3 60K yet.
So I didn't even have I pulled a Klay Thompson in one of my earlier packs, and I didn't have a Klay Thompson at all, actually. So
you know what? Now I guess I don't, because I had his very first one that I ended up selling for the $400 or whatever the time.
Yeah.
So that might be my first.
Yeah, they shot up.
Another Sadiq Bey. Is he going for a lot in this one? Because
I think they're like $10.
God. So he's the cheaper one?
Yeah.
Great. Well, these are turning out really good.
These ones are all pretty cheap, actually. Except for I think Scotty Barnes is in here. And his are going for a good amount still, but the rest of them are all in that 10 to 15 range.
Isn't Ball the reward in this though?
Yeah.
Shocked it's going for that cheap then.
Yeah.
Another Batum. Ugh. Look at that cereal. Probably couldn't even get 75 cents for this one.
Right.
Josh Green. I don't even know who that is. So here's a guy. All right. Here's a rising star. Decent. Hey, Davian Mitchell.
All right. Davian Mitchell. It's a good guy to have for challenges too.
True.
Get a lot of playing time down the stretch here.
Yep. Very true. because I think I was talking to you about getting his debut.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God we didn't do that too.
Yeah, his debut was up there for a while.
It was. I think it was like $150, and I was like, "Oh, this is so undervalued. We should get it because same like you're saying, he's gonna get some playing time. He's gonna get all these challenges. What a waste of money that would have been. Man, I'm struck out.
Yeah,
I didn't even get like a limited edition. Just 4 rising stars out of this.
yeah, that's a rough $200 worth of packs right there.
Yeah, it is. On the bright side, it was only $196.
Okay, so, you're right. That's a very bright side.
Right. I mean, that's 2 whole S3 moments here, you know, that $4.
That's true.
Ooh, 731. Cole Anthony.
Okay.
All right. This sucked. This really sucked. I really need all day to come through. I bought a premium on that one as well. And honestly,
I really hope your premium and all day does well. Like I couldn't bring myself, especially when I was looking to see like what the rares are going for.
It was a terrible
and just like
week.
what the overall lineup was. Like I stayed away.
It wasn't the prettiest drop. Like that week 13 wasn't the prettiest. No. But I I got it anyways.
Yeah. Now the one thing it has going for it is since it's week 13, it was the first week.
Mm-hmm.
They're all Top Shot they're all day debuts. I'm pretty sure everyone is a debut. So that's something.
Right. Yeah, that's something. Yeah. All right. So I guess should I just go first then? You can finish it.
Yeah, go first, and then I guess I need to. I'll start claiming my pack so it doesn't sit there forever.
What is going on? Why can't I?
I had to click on packs a couple times.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
There you
go. All right. Premium standards. Let's do. I'll do it on both. Why don't we go back and forth? I'll do my standard, you do your standard, and I'll do my premium.
That works.
Because I'll have to claim it, and that'll take some time.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So, I guess the story with this, so yeah, we both got it. I think we both were like really good with numbers, right? No one was like, we were both pretty early.
Yeah, I wasn't in any danger of not getting this one, so
I believe
figured with the standard pack, figured it'd be worth it.
I believe that anyone who got in for the standard was able to get one. Wasn't there discussion? I think in Candy they're talking about someone went in, tried to get 2, and they weren't able to get it because they already purchased one. Because there was a thing, if you didn't get week 1, you're able to get 2 in this one, I think, if of course you could. And then this base again, like on previous drops, like we know there's been like 80,000 people in them.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people were feeling like we were that this one ain't going to be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely one of the weaker ones, but again, they're all debuts, so that's something at least. Oh,
Jim, my first rare.
You're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, come on.
Good luck on that. Good luck on that. Good luck. All
right, so I'm guaranteed at least 2 rares tonight.
Yeah.
Ashton Doolin. Okay. This is fantastic.
You've had so much all day luck.
Okay, so it's a debut. Serial 892. So like it's not the worst of it being the worst.
And it isn't like a punter.
Yeah. It's not Presley Harlan.
It definitely,
Harvin
definitely
Presley
not
Harlan.
like the best thing you could hope for there, but Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Debut.
So
Unless here comes like a Patrick Mahomes. Kicker.
Damn you, Jim. I saw the Kansas City too. I was like, oh shit. Here we go.
Oh, the little doink off the upright.
So the bright side, at least it's the kicker, not the punter.
True.
So $6 opposed to $5.
And it is one of the better kickers in the league, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, somebody someday might really want a Harrison Butker all-day debut.
I was gonna say, like, in months from now, when All Day has their kicker challenge going on, I already have the Butker today. I'm not gonna have to purchase it at its peak at like $8. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done.
Yeah,
smart play.
No, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Good shape.
Here's the rare.
All right.
Come on. Washington football team, Logan. Oh, 28 though. That's a cool cereal.
All right. Yeah.
What's your take on this, Jim? You're more of the football guy, like collectibles.
Tight ends are typically on the lower end of the spectrum, when it comes to stuff, but they're going to be higher than like defensive players and offensive linemen. So you got that going for you.
All right.
Hey, it's a rare in a standard pack. That's a win. You got to look at it that way.
So yeah, I was going to bring up like two ways to look at this is right. It's a standard pack. Yeah. It's a rare. So it is a win. Like I've made my money, but this is really what you're getting at. This is kind of why I feel a lot of people as well, and like even you're skeptic, especially on the premium pack, because for $250, this probably isn't what you want to see. For $50 pack,
yeah, like if that
would win.
If this would have been your premium pack, then yeah, probably not too excited. But
who's to say it's
floor
not
on that? By the way,
yes,
floor on that by the way is $52.
Okay,
so more than what your pack costs. And you've got a double-digit cereal, so let's just kind of look there. The number 50 cereal, number 56, both went for like $80 to $90.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm
so
happy with that.
Yeah, so you're probably at about $100, I bet, at least. That low of a cereal.
Not bad.
Yeah,
good deal. All right,
I think you got to be happy about that from a standard pack.
I am. All right. Okay, your turn, Jim.
All right.
I'm going to exit out of this.
Mine's going to not be anywhere near that good.
Going to start claiming.
Okay. All day. Okay. Is it up?
You are up.
Cool. Let's go ahead and open it and see what we got.
And FD says Ashton Dolan is $5 and Harrison Butker is $6.
Okay. So that rare definitely helped you. Three commons. All right. Jerry Jeudy, debut.
That's good.
Yeah. And it's from my dude, Teddy Bridgewater, throwing it to him.
Potential Steeler next year?
Potential Steeler, potential just all around awesome guy.
Yeah, we're real shocked you said that. No bias there.
All right, so we got the Jeudy. Not terrible. Like I said, better than a lot of other options out there. And Ndamukong Suh. I didn't realize he was still playing either.
Yeah.
He's old.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I don't know if you really want to hear this, even though he's a defense. Maybe it's a good question to ask you though, because this is actually a question I had. And this could be off now because I think it was like last night when I saw the pricing, but like, I understand he's a defensive lineman, whatever, but he's a really good player. Good team. Like, I think his is going for like $6, $7, $8, something like that. Like, is that a good buy? Yeah. Like, would you buy that at that rate? Or still just like, eh?
I'm not buying any, like, unless you're a Packers fan, or I mean, unless you're a Packers in the hell, unless you're a Bucks fan,
or the Bays,
or you're like Ndamukong Suh's mom or something. Like, I'm staying away.
Okay, fair enough. That's why I asked, because I was enticed. You know, seeing that, I'm like, it's. I mean, this is a good player. Like, I understand. Like, you've given me all the knowledge about the skill players and the order and such, and I understand defensive lineman isn't there, but it's Ndamukong Suh.
But yeah, I mean, like, you got to think. I mean, he's not the most well-liked person in the world, but over the course of his career, he's been really good. Like, is Ndamukong Suh a Hall of Famer? Like, maybe, like, probably. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work, really.
Fair enough.
Historically, if you're comparing it to like cardboard, you're not gonna be dropping big bucks on Ndamukong Suh.
Good deal. Appreciate the insight then.
Yeah. There you go. All right, last one. Gardner Minshew. Hey, at least he's kind of like a cult following type guy. So
honestly, I'll put you this way. I think he was going for at least or more than Baker Mayfield, like the last I saw.
Yeah, I mean, everybody likes Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
So
also potential Steeler next year.
Gardner Minshew all-day debut. I'll take it. He's one of those guys where, like, he'll start 3 games a year and he'll win one of them, and a bunch of people will want his debut after that win, probably.
That's a good call. So he's a hold until that week comes.
It'll be valuable like 1 week a year.
Sounds good to me.
So, yeah. All right. I'm not complete. That could have been worse. I'll take that. I'll take a quarterback.
Right. Good deal. I want to bring up another question. So FD said this. I know this is going back to Top Shot, but it is a good question. I have an answer for as well. Get your viewpoint on this. But so he says, when you are selling a duplicate in Top Shot, do you sell or keep the better cereal? What's your play on that?
It's a good question, because like I don't care about cereals, but for some reason I always list the higher cereal. But because I do that, it also sits there because it's like on the list, right? So if we're just talking series 3, and I'm listing it for $3, it's there's 1,000 $3 moments before it. So
right.
Yeah. I probably need to change that strategy a little bit, because like, what's the difference between serial number 17,000 and 56,000? Right. But no, that's what I do. I list the higher one for some reason.
So glad you brought that up too, because I feel like S3 is a little bit different because there's so many of them and they are so cheap so like the difference is your 56K just won't sell unless you're putting it for $1. And then you're putting it for $1, then who cares? Like it's a trade ticket at that point in time. So like I feel like at that point in time, because it's so low, you put up the high cereal, that way it does sell because you're competing with all those people trying to sell it. But like, I guess, like, for example, let's do something different. Like if you have a rare one, so the tray you just got, right? It was a rare, say you had 2 of them. So like, say, of course, the difference is one of them cereal, and I'm going to throw numbers out there. Don't quote me on like accuracy of what this would be, but say one of them is like cereal 250 and that's selling for like $300. And you have cereal number 1,000 that's selling for like the 150. Would you capitalize and sell the higher one to get more money back? Or are you going to sell a lower one to get the least amount of money because you value and you want to hold on to the high cereals?
Or low cereal, however you want to put it.
My bad, low cereal.
So low cereal, high cereal, yeah. In that situation, I'm selling the one that's more valuable. So like I ran into that last week with my Kevin Durant, my
Mhm.
game recognized game, Kevin Durant. I haven't sold it yet, but I have it listed basically just so I can sell it and then pick up a cheaper one. So I have the number 154 serial Kevin Durant. And like according to like past sales and things like that, like it should be like a $370 moment with that cereal, but the floor on them is like $175. So yeah, I'm selling that so I can, and then I'll just pick up a different one and then pocket the $180 I'm making.
Yeah. Sounds good. And to answer the question to it, that's pretty much how I am. My whole Top Shot strategy has been just grinding, flipping, getting that collective score as like high as I can make it and such, to be able to get into these other drops. Like when you first get in, you can't get into all these drops to like really make stuff. So it's been about getting my collective score there. That way I can get in all these drops and then probably buy and flip those to keep doing. I mean, at least now I'm at the point where I can pretty much get in any drop going forward. Doesn't mean I'm going to land one, right? But I can participate. So that's been my grind. So if I get anything that's of value, I will sell that and keep the lesser one. At the beginning of this, I was kind of chasing cereals. I even purchased them. Like actually, Jim, one of my higher ones I've purchased because I thought it was a good value was a Donovan Mitchell. I have like serial number like 250 in one of his 40K moments that I think I paid like $30 for because like, man, $30 for that. I'm going to buy it. It's nowhere near that value now today, but and so like I used to serial chase. I would actually buy things, the high serial, that mindset, and I got away with it because I'm kind of with you. To me, serial doesn't matter too much. When I look at serial, the way I look at it is more money in my pocket. Let me flip it, get the cheaper, one. If I don't have, he's talking about dupes too. If I get a high serial, I'll probably sell it, get a premium $1 for it, and then rebuy back at a lower one at floor cost. So I have it. And now I have those funds to raise my collector score or do something else with. So yeah, that's my strategy as well. I want to maximize and capitalize on everything.
Yeah.
I'm less of a collector because I want that moment or that cereal, more of a collector because I want to gain access to other things. So like half of my, like with you're stacking, you're getting all the Donovan Mitchells you can. You love Donovan Mitchell, right? All your Louisville players. Like to me, I'm buying whatever is most efficient for me to get to what I need to get to progress in this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's one of the funny
sense.
things too, that I know a lot of people joke about me. My net spending on the marketplace is negative 476. So
mine is not that.
And my collector score is now 7,800. So that kind of tells you my mindset of how the marketplace works for me.
Yeah, you do a better job at that than I do.
All right. So I guess we should go ahead and open up my last pack. Where is it?
Yeah, let's check out this premium. See if you're gonna get your second rare, so that's nice. Or legendary.
Come on, man. I know, really? No faith.
Ooh.
Already starting off giving me bad vibes. It's just a rare. All right. It's going to be a good rare, though.
Okay. Justin Herbert's debut is a rare, by the way.
Let's do it. There's Miles Sanders.
Let's get that. All right. Running back.
Yeah. It's whatevs. Nothing great, but could be worse.
Yeah. Could be a punter or Harrison Butker.
Thanks. Could be anything else from our other drops.
Yeah, basically.
From this week, specify. All right. Cool. I don't even know who that is.
Like it could be this, right?
It could be this. This is god awful, Jim. Oh. Okay.
I mean, it's a cool play.
All right.
Yeah.
So the positive of this is at least I didn't waste my rare on this. So there's still hope for my rare.
True.
Oh boy. Okay, Amari Cooper. Ooh, $5.95.
All right.
Also a good serial for it. I mean, an okay one.
Mm-hmm. That's the Move the Chains series too.
Oh,
so it's like that sub series.
So
There's
I know
only 8,000 of those.
I know that like we're nowhere near that yet, but I've seen some
Yeah.
people start already talking about it as far as like collecting sets, like get ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people feel the marketplace is undervalued right now. So I already know some people that have talked about like looking at these sets. They've already talked about floor prices on some, common sets and such, which are actually relatively cheap, respectively. But also we don't know what else is coming. Like that's today. Like when they release weeks 1 through 12, there could be like 12 more moments. All right.
Are they doing 1 through 12?
What's that?
Are they doing 1 through 12?
I do believe so. Yeah. They'll be releasing the rest of it, like the rest of the way out now.
That's interesting.
Yep. I don't want to open it, Jim. I'm nervous. This pack sucked.
Be Herbie. Let's go. Let's go, Herbie. Come on, Chargers.
Ooh.
Number.
This all sucks, Jim. This all just sucks.
Yeah. That's not good.
Hey,
if you want though, I have Buda Baker's common.
I know you do.
I could trade you. We could trade.
We already talked about how much these moments sucked. All right. Well, that was a
sorry about that.
So I spent $450 on these premium Dapper packs that netted me what? About $150? If that. All right.
That.
This was a pure gamble, and I wanted to
hey,
gamble.
it's only gonna net you that if you sell though. If you hold on to it, then technically you haven't lost anything.
It's very true. Except somewhere to sleep tonight.
Right.
Just don't tell my wife, I guess.
Yeah.
These were supposed to make you money.
Yeah. Hope she's not watching. Yeah. You spent how much on that pack for a Buda Baker?
You tell me all these things. I watched your stream and you didn't look too happy. You sure you're sure you're doing the right thing?
Right.
Where's our money going?
Yeah. This is the stream you don't want her to watch.
Right. Okay. Well, it is what it is. I mean, hey, you said it, and I agree. Like all day has streamed me very well. So I'm willing to take the L on this one, knowing I've taken many W's.
And listen, your standard pack was a win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wasn't all bad.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, good deal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with that said, we're pretty much done here.
I think that does it. NASCAR tomorrow.
Sure. I'm gonna get my medallion.
Yeah, I've got some candy balance, so I'll just use that.
I'm sorry, I'm just still kind of down right now. I'm still just like kind of taking this in.
I would be a little sad too. Not gonna lie.
As long as I can get, I think I have my Tampa Bay listed right now for 9,000. So, if someone wants to buy that for me to make me happy, cheer me up, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, that's all you need. Somebody needs to buy that legendary, and you're good.
Yeah. So, raise my spirits, people. Thank you in advance. All right, let's get out of here.
If you're a big Tampa Bay Bucks fan, buy his legendary. Yeah.
Featuring Tom Brady. Most importantly, if you're a Tom Brady fan, it's actually a Tom Brady fan. I will forever, ever, ever hate all day for naming it Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Seriously, I told you this and put it out there. I mean,
if it had Tom Brady's name on it,
Patrick Mahomes, legendary. His jersey number sold for $30K. just two random, ordinary, off the wall, serial numbers went for 12.5K and 15.5K. Mine didn't say Tampa Bay, and it said Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that's got to be at least $15,000, right?
If it said Tom Brady, it's probably $15,000. Yeah.
Says Tampa Bay, and now it's 2. I hate you all day. But again, I'm complaining because it's only worth $3,000, right?
Right.
Hopefully. That's when Jim puts it in perspective. Oh, I'm so sorry about your legendary moment that you have. Feel so bad for you.
Right.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. Yeah. I sent you thoughts and prayers. Was that today or yesterday?
I think it was last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
See you guys.